You wouldn't build a house without a foundation, so why try to build a business without one? Grow your contracting business and grow your mind with Growth Mindset Monday.
All right. We are back. Another Mindset Monday brought to you by yours truly, Garrett Fake with the American Contractor Network in conjunction with, you all know it, our good friend Justin with Contractor Plus. Really excited to have you guys on the show today. You guys know the drill. When we start off, name, where you're from, and your business name so we can give you a shout out. We got a few folks already jumping on. We got Daniel with Noble Custom Glass and Mirror, Beaufort, Georgia. Says thanks for all you do. Appreciate you as well, my man. We've got Irving Corporation says good morning. Michael Babbitt, BMF Services, good morning to you or afternoon. I guess you can kind of tell who's on the East Coast and the West Coast, right? I'm just figuring this out. I'm in the middle coast, which means sometimes it's morning, sometimes it's afternoon. But I just realized the West Coasters are saying good morning and everybody else is like good afternoon. Oh, see, there we go. Another good morning. Ryan from All Peaks Roofing and Construction, Port Angeles, Washington. Alex Hands Home Improvement. Dion from Friendly Painters LLC out of Michigan. Matthew out of Albany, New York. Ooh, New York. MG Septic. Dan says he is in North New Jersey. What part of North New Jersey? I was actually in New Jersey, I guess now it'd be close to a couple of months ago for the first time. Beautiful. And so I'm starting to figure out a little bit of New Jersey. We got Michael with MC Tile out of Dallas, Texas. Welcome to the show. Really appreciate you guys showing up every Monday. Listen, there's a lot of things you can do in and for your business. I know this, right? Both Justin and I have run contracting businesses of our own in the past. In fact, we're working on some other things behind the scenes right now, but we know what it takes to run a business. We know what it takes to run a successful business. We also know the pitfalls and the things that you should be avoiding. And coming on this show gives you an opportunity to make sure that if you're starting to slide down that path that you probably shouldn't, you make some corrections and come back where it is that you should. One thing that I really love to share here is wins, right? Why? Because sometimes business and life gets super hard and we don't get a chance to celebrate the good things that are happening. Listen, like most contractors, you always put the little asterisk by the wins, right? Man, I just got that 7-figure job, first one ever. But I don't know how it is that I'm going to get it done, right? And so we're constantly like judging and critiquing ourselves. So I want to take a second and really shout out some wins. So if you guys have a win from this last week, go ahead and drop it in the comments. It could be something super simple. Hey, I just got my first truck wrapped. It could be something really big like, hey, I just secured my biggest job ever. But whatever it is, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'd love to shout you out and give you a little pat on the back, a fist bump. We don't have any cool handshakes here, at least not yet. But we want to make sure we give you some recognition. I'll tell you a couple of folks who aren't on the show that I do want to recognize. One of them, his name is Tyler. He's a plumber out of I just forgot the state, Idaho. When he first started, when we were working together, he was in about 30 to 35 K a month, which isn't bad, but it wasn't where he wanted to be. And in fact, he was really struggling because his overhead was starting to eat at his profits. And that's definitely not a place that we want to be in. So we spent some time, getting that strategy, that game plan together, especially when it comes to marketing, and his business took off. And 18 months later, he's now looking at $250K a month, pushing for $300K a month in his plumbing business. So I can tell you that 100% it can be done. We got another one. Thomas out of Utah runs a remodeling company. When Thomas and I, this has only been a few months, we started working together. He had 5 salespeople and really no support structure. And he was trying to do the best that he knew how, but we had to do some realignment of his team and his organizational structure and create some accountability. And inside of that, he hit his biggest month, which was almost $500K for the month, which he was really excited about. Let's see, we've got to one of you that managed to say a little bit about you. And we got Ryan in here, secured my first almost $100K job, resheet, re-roof, and drywall with some insulation. Nicely done, Ryan. $100K, that's nothing to sniff about. Here's a cool thing, by the way, if you guys don't know this, if you haven't done it before, crossing over the six-figure mark on a job, it's significant, right? And not significant for the amount of dollars that are going to be, in the middle of that transaction, but it's significant because what it does to your mindset, right? Just after Ryan, we got JM Ramirez, who says, just started my own small construction company. Just got my first contract, small, but happy about it. Beautiful, right? We've all been there. The first contract, it's a beautiful thing. So JM, keep hustling, keep grinding. But I'll tell you right now, in your mind, you may not think that $100,000 contract is possible. Ryan just proved to you that it is. I'm telling you, the jobs are out there. The opportunities are out there. It's just about taking advantage of them, right? And then being able to do it consistently. So I'll share a couple little stories with you. We just had Bo Flanders, Bo Jiffy HVAC, who joined us. Welcome, Bo. Ryan says, it's a rush for sure. Man, I'm telling you, Ryan, it only gets better, right? As the jobs get bigger, it only gets better. I remember my first $100,000 job doing landscaping. I won't tell you how the job went. Well, I will, but it was not the rush that I got landing the contract. The job itself was nothing short of a train wreck, but a great learning experience. But it was my first $100,000 job. And then after that, man, it was off to the races. So yes, 100%. Now listen, for all of you, doesn't matter where you're at right now, okay? This is not a judgment on anyone. You heard from JM, just started off, got his first contract. You heard from Ryan, he just landed his first six-figure contract. It's not about where you're at. It's about where it is that you want to go and then how it is that you're going to get there, right? And that's what we aim to do for you guys here on Mindset Mondays. We're working on these 6 inches here, right? Focusing on getting you in the mindset so that you can secure those jobs and continue to grow your business. We got a couple more that popped in. We got Jose Guzman says, how's everyone? I just started, no support structure, just me alone. Installed a 7-zone irrigation system. Took me 3 days, but hard work pays off. Well done, Jose. 100%. I've done those before. And yeah, not a lot of fun, especially when you got to dig the trenches yourself. You got to install that box yourself and all the timers and everything. So well done on that. We got Sarah says, hi, my husband and I just started a home remodeling business. Welcome, Sarah. And congratulations. You are in a great industry, in a great space. Ton of opportunity for you. We've got Matamoros Construction, Inc., small company with a B General Building license since a few months. Welcome to the show. And Don says, struggling with marketing, need some help. Don't worry, my man. We talk a lot about marketing here. We got you. Les says, we keep pushing. Awesome. All right. So let's get into the conversation. We are actually going to talk about marketing today. Now, here's the crazy thing about marketing. I want you guys to understand this. Marketing can be as simple or as complicated as you want to make it. Trust me, I've seen marketing systems and Justin, by the way, he is a genius when it comes to marketing. We've had some conversations where he's talking about automations and different configurations and integrations. And I'm just like, bro, you lost me at like the first sentence about 15 minutes ago, but it's pretty cool to see, right? But it doesn't have to be complicated, right? It can be as simple as we want it to be. And so what I want to help you focus on is creating a marketing system that can be as simple as you want it to be. In fact, we're hosting a marketing workshop this week here in Salt Lake. We got about 40 contractors that are coming. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I will give you the download and I will share with you what it is we're going to share in that workshop next week. But today I'm going to talk about marketing from a different perspective, okay? Because I want you to get a grasp on marketing, okay? How many of you guys have seen Super Bowl commercials, right? You've probably seen Super Bowl commercials for years. In fact, I remember this dating myself, which I'm sure a few of you are in the same boat as me. I remember the old Bud Light commercials, right? At the Super Bowl. You remember the what's up commercials or the Bud Light frogs, right? And all these different variations of marketing. Now, listen, I went through a period of time where I was drinking, don't drink anymore. But think about it. When you go to a grocery store and you see Bud Light, they want you to associate the frogs, the what's up, the Clydesdales, the whatever their marketing thing is at the time with their product, right? And they want you to drink their product, right? That's marketing. Gatorade does the same thing, right? Nike does the same thing. And so a lot of us try to compare ourselves to one of those big dogs, right? the Nikes, the Starbucks, the Cokes, right? A lot of these large companies, we try and compare ourselves to them. But the truth is, none of us are like them, right? These are multi-billion-dollar companies. In fact, the Jordan brand alone, not Nike overall, the Jordan brand alone last year raked in $7 billion. $7 billion with a B, right? And here you are, either just starting off or your first year in business, or you've only been in business 3 years, and you're trying to compete and you're trying to compare. It's not the same thing, okay? So let's start there. Marketing in its purest form, and I've talked about this before, and I'm going to keep hammering it because I want you to keep it simple. I subscribe to the KISS method, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And that's not on you, that's on me, right? I subscribe to that method. But why do I subscribe to that method? What's the reason why I subscribe to that method? We got Burb that just said, I just started maybe 11 months ago at 19. It's been consistent as of now. It gets slow at times. The most difficult part is getting the name out there, small company. Bingo. We're going to talk about that, okay? Getting people's attention is the most important thing when it comes to marketing. Getting people's attention. Now, I've talked about this at different times. I have a buddy who has a company that's worth about 150 million right now. It's a design service, mainly for online entrepreneurs, right? Digital design. And when he first started off, it's called Design Pickle. He would go to big conferences and conventions. Some of you guys have been to those. He would go to big conferences and conventions dressed up like, you guessed it, a pickle. And he would hand out pickles, right? But what he was doing was he was trying to mimic or mirror a Nike, a Coke, a Budweiser, trying to mimic them in their strategy. Obviously, the scale was a lot smaller. He was at one convention and he was one guy, but the purpose was the same, getting people's attention, right? Now, I'll tell you this. Ready? A lot of you guys want to post on social media, or you do post on social media. Congratulations if you're doing that. If you're not, great place to start. But I want you to understand numbers, right? Because this is a game. This is a game we're playing, but it's a game that we want to win. And whether it's Contractor Plus for leads, Thumbtack, whatever, it's a game we're trying to win. So the point is, how do we win the game? Last week, I've got this office that we just secured, which I'm super excited about. If you guys are on Facebook, you can follow me. I'd love for you guys to follow me. It's just my name. And you can see a lot of the stuff that we do in there. But we just secured a 3,000 square foot office, which I'm ecstatic about. I'm ecstatic because we'll be able to host a lot of our in-person workshops there. We'll be hosting a lot of our trainings there. We'll have our own recording studio there. It's going to be pretty cool. And don't worry, you guys will get the invites when we have these workshops. But we're having a marketing workshop this week, which the office ain't ready. It won't be ready for another 30 days. And I literally am scrambling for space because the space we had was big enough for 25, and we're going to have way more than that. Different story. But when I'm looking at this space, there's some things that got to get done. I got to paint the walls. I got to reconfigure 2 back rooms into 1 to make it a recording studio. I got to redo the flooring, right? There's all these different things. And so I have contractors coming in, and you guessed it, bidding jobs, right? Now I posted on Saturday on this Facebook group, this big Facebook group that I'm a part of. Hey, here's a picture of the carpet tiles that I want. I need some estimates. Now, here's the qualifications. I said, don't nominate yourself. I want somebody that has used you to nominate you, right? Because I'm filtering through the process. Even inside of that post, do you know how many comments I got? I got 67 comments. 67. Now, I'm like you. I have a life. I have a wife. I have kids. I got a dog. Like, I got life. I got things to do. I'm not going to get to 67 comments. I will tell you right now, not going to get to 67 comments. So if that is your strategy, post in a Facebook group or become like a shark. You're stalking a Facebook group looking for a post specific about what you do, and then you're commenting. I'm not going to say it's not going to work, but I'm going to say that the likelihood of success is not very high. That doesn't mean stop doing it. Okay. But we got to start looking at this and saying, okay, how do we take advantage of the opportunities in front of us? Now, none of us have multi-million-dollar budgets for marketing. We don't. Okay. So how do we market? We need to market through unpaid means. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of options right now because this is super important. Pay attention. If you're driving, pull over, write this down, or if it's recorded, go back and watch it. But listen, when it comes to marketing, the game is about volume. Volume. Okay. We got Cheyenne who says she's from St. Louis, lawn care company. Pretty steady, stuck where we need to hire someone, but we aren't making enough. Totally get it. What do you need? You need more money coming in. In order to get more money coming in, you need more sales. In order to have more sales, you need to market more. See how this all works? I could trace all your problems back to marketing. All right, so let's continue. It's a game of numbers, right? And so we have to do volume. Think about this. Y'all either right now or at some point in your life have had a lawn. If you watered from a hose, how much of that lawn would you cover? If you watered from a pitcher, how much of that lawn would you cover? If you watered with a fully irrigated sprinkler system, how much of that lawn would you cover? So the goal is to maximize the amount of coverage that we get. Let's go back to, and I'm just going to pick on Facebook right now because those are the numbers that I have right now. Okay. Facebook. You guys all have Facebook accounts, okay? Some of you guys have business Facebook accounts, which is also great. Here's something you need to know. Volume, right? Let's just say you have 2,000 followers or people who are following you, either on your business or your personal page. Do you know that on average, 12 to 25% of those people will see a post that you put up there? 12 to 25%. Now, I'm saying that because I want you to think about this. How often are you posting on social media? Some of you guys post once a week. Some of you once a month. I'd actually like to see if any of you guys are posting once a day. But 12 to 25%. So let's say you have 2,000 followers, right? 25% would be 500. 12 would be 250. So out of that, you have 250 to 500 people who are actually looking at your post. Now, let's just be real. How do most of us look? It's with a finger or a thumb, and we're going like this. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So they might catch a piece of it, right? Irving, great comment. He says, I agree with that because it shows on my analysis report. By the way, all of you guys have access to this. This is one of the good things that Facebook does. It gives you the ability to analyze your data, right? It's your professional profile overview. So for example, this is just my page. I don't even remember how many followers I have. Let's just call it 3,500 followers. Okay. Oh, there it is. I was right. 3,483. Pretty close. Over the last 28 days, I had 9,611 people that saw my posts. 9,611. Now you're like, oh, well, that's pretty good for 3,500 followers. Yeah, except I post multiple times a day. Crazy, right? Now, my post engagement was almost 3,000. So that's reactions, comments, shares, clicks. That's pretty good, okay? And then I added 18 new followers over the last 30 days. Now, why am I telling you this? Do you guys care about my numbers? No, you don't, nor should you, okay? What you should care about is you. Daniel just said Gary Vee, another good social media person to learn from. 100%, right? If you don't know who Gary Vee is, his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. I think it's Vaynerchuck, from New York or from Jersey, wants to buy the New York Jets. Anyway, great guy. Follow him. He'll give you a ton of insight into social media. But what you have to understand is your job when you market is not just to put stuff out there. It's to put stuff out there to get people's attention. Remember, we talked about this. So now we're looking at volume. So if you're posting once a month, you can't realistically expect, one, your following to grow. Two, the opportunities for you to close more deals to grow. Period. Once a week, probably not either. Once a day, okay, now we're having a conversation. Volume, okay? Start paying attention to volume. Now, who is it that is going to use your product or service? It's probably not going to be somebody who sees you for the first time. Probably not. it's probably going to be somebody who has followed you for a while and or engaged with you, right? So when I post, there are things that I post for you just to consume, but there's also posts that I put up that I want people to engage. Why? Because when you engage, now we're talking about the algorithm in the game. When you engage, now Facebook sees, oh, people are liking this. People are commenting on this. This is something that I should show to more people. Okay. A way to increase your reach. Now, I'm telling you about this for a reason. Irvin keep dropping some good comments. He says it's about consistency. It is 100% about consistency. Marketing is not a one-time and it's not an overnight thing. It's a game of numbers, consistency over and over and over again. I could tell you that right now, my last 3 clients that have signed up with my program, the last 3 clients have come from social media and they've been following me for a while. Just consuming, right? Till they were ready to buy. Okay, pause for a second. I want you guys, if you're willing to, share with me how often it is that you're posting, let's just say on any social media platform. And it could be a picture, right? It could be a video. It could be anything. Apparently balloons too. Thank you. Thank you, balloons. How often are you posting on social media? And then when we're talking about this, I'm gonna share another story. So go ahead and throw in the comments. How often are you posting on social media? Business related. Not about your dog or, you went to the mall and you bought a new pair of boots or whatever it is, okay? How often are you posting? I stumbled across, I admit, at night, I do like to scroll through social media. On Instagram, I stumbled across this guy. I can't remember his name right now. He is literally tattooed from head to toe. Like half his face is tattooed, like arms, legs. Apparently his man parts too. At least that's what he tells people. So he's got a lot of tattoos. Now, this isn't about him and tattoos. This is actually about him and his social media strategy, which he openly talks about, right? He was living in New Jersey, got tired of the life, the social media life, the TikTok life, and said, I'm going to move. I'm going to buy some land. I'm going to build something. And so he ends up settling in, of all places, Tucson, Arizona. Now, I grew up in Southern Arizona, so I'm very familiar with Tucson. I'm very familiar with where he's at. Ain't a lot of trees and there ain't a lot of water, but that's where he ended up. He got cheap land. I think he got whatever he got for like 11 grand, a couple acres. Now he had to dig a well. He built a chicken coop. He's building some houses. He now has a food truck to try and get money. Like he's got all these things happening. But the reason I'm telling you this is because on average, and I look at his views and I look at his likes, and I look at his comments. On average, he gets 50 to 70,000 views. And this is only on Instagram. 50 to 70,000 views on his posts, his videos that he does. 50 to 70,000 views. Now, mind you, all he's doing is documenting his journey from taking a piece of dirt, of raw land, and producing something out of it. Think about that for a second. 50 to 70,000 views. Now, I say this because you're all contractors. And in this great country, thank you, HGTV and some of the Discovery and some of these other networks, people love to watch other people build, do, create, destroy things. We love that, right? So think about that when you're starting to create a marketing strategy, right? So we got a couple people here. Irving says he posts every other week. Daniel says probably twice a week on average. Sarah says, not going to lie, not a lot, but that's why we're here to learn. Thank you, Sarah. Michael says, I post pics of every job once it's done. Should do a lot more. Burb says, I'll post on Instagram stories every time we do a job. And on Facebook, it's the same. I'll post every time a job is finished. Good. Okay. Not bad. But listen, people love before and afters. It's great. And by the way, I don't want you guys to like assume everything I say is right. I want you to go to social media, go to your TikToks, to your Facebook, to your Instagram, start watching the reels, okay? And look at the ones that are involved in your industry or even in just the contracting space, right? The before and afters aren't just here's what it looked like before, here's what it looked like after. They're using time-lapse video. They're using jump cuts. They're using all these different things, not trying to overwhelm you, but they're using different strategies to get your attention to watch and see what's happening. There's explainer videos. Every single day, I would love to say that I know everything. I don't. I would love to think sometimes that I do. Every single day I watch a video where I learn something new about construction. Hey, you know what? There's a way to make these walls, interior walls, more soundproof. What you do is you take a 2x6 base and a top plate, and then you offset 2x4 studs so that the drywall isn't hitting the stud that's hitting the other wall. I'm like, boom, mind blown, right? But I watched this 2.5, 3-minute video of this guy explaining to me what it is and how it works. I'm like, next time I build a house, that's what I'm going to do, right? But I watched the entire video. And I guarantee you I wasn't the only one. So the goal for you, remember, marketing, simplest form of the game, get people's attention. How do we get people's attention? We post. That's step one. Okay, if you're posting regularly, good. Go back to your professional dashboard. Look at your analytics. Your analytics will tell you what people are consuming, what they're watching, what they're paying attention to. I have a roofer that I work with in Pennsylvania, of all places, and he has this beautiful dog. I can't remember what kind of dog it is. Little dog, Winnie, right? Well, he posts with Winnie on the job site, right? And he gets a ton of engagement off of his dog on a job site, right? He's just figured out something that works. The point is, I want you guys, when you start focusing on marketing, number one, it doesn't have to be paid. We talked about that already. But I want you to start thinking, what would someone who might be interested in me or my product or my services want to see on social media? What would they want to see? If you're a plumber, what would they want to see? I had this plumber the other day. We actually worked together that we were talking about why the P-trap smells in like a commercial kitchen or in a bathroom. And he's like, oh, all you got to do is open this and dump water in there and it gets rid of the smell. I'm like, bro, that's genius. Go do a video on it. He hasn't yet, right? Like, think about the consumer. For you, it might seem normal. It might seem mundane. It might seem boring. But the consumer, the person that you want to work for or work with, doesn't think that way. Even the DIY guys, they want to consume, right? They want to see what's happening. Did they do it the same way? Did they do it different? Why did they do it different, right? They're actually the ones that will probably engage with you the most. The point is, if you're going to market, remember, 1, it's about attention. 2, it's about the attention of the people that you want to work with. Does that make sense? Okay. So we got a couple more comments coming in. Let's see. Irving says, making those things uploading about your work gets more attention. Dead on. We just said that. Burb says, tile-wise, I see a lot of time-lapse and videos of them working, actually doing hands-off. For me, it's mostly just before and after videos. Get it. But you've seen exactly what I'm talking about. Angelo says, greetings from Ohio. Greetings, my man. Irving says, got to find your niche and how to market yourself and pulling them into hiring you. Yes, that's true. But at this point, you're not even doing anything, most of you guys. So just start doing it. Just start documenting it. That's all it is. One of the things I'll kind of give you a peek behind the curtain. One of the things that we're doing right now is I'm taking all of the experts in my inner circle, which include Justin. We're going to create a business, right? And we're going to run it exactly the way that we're telling you guys to run it. So you can see this in real time. You can see how Contractor Plus helps you keep track of your leads and your estimates, how it is that you can create templates inside of there, what you can do with payments, customer portals, websites, all of these things. We're going to do all of these things and show you how it is that we're doing it so you can see it, right? Why? Because we want to have you as our customers, right? So we're going to create content that you would find interesting, intriguing, important, relevant. For you guys, think about your end user. Think about your consumer. If you work with homeowners, cool. What do you do for homeowners? What would they like to see, right? Just pick a day. A shovel. Why do you use this shovel versus that shovel? What's your technique for digging ditches? By the way, my son, who's 18, he's got a job in commercial landscaping. He's loving and hating every single day. But it's been great, right? But like, document that stuff. Share that with people. They love to see this kind of stuff. Okay. Now we're coming up on our time, but if you're going to take anything away from this conversation, take this away. It is your responsibility to market. It is your responsibility to show who you are and what you do. And it is 2024. You have every tool at your disposal available on your phone. I'm not telling you to become an expert. I'm not telling you to hire a company, but you do need to become at a minimum proficient in putting out content that your audience wants to see. So my challenge for you is very simple. Create a marketing plan. If you're only posting once a month, make it once a week. If you're posting once a week, can you do once a day? It doesn't have to be long, okay? It just has to be something. People love to be on the journey with you. People love to see things built. People love to find people that they can love. So become that attractive character and watch your business grow. All right, you guys know the drill. It's time for you to get after it. Before you do, though, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share. We'll be seeing you here every week. Go.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Mindset Mondays. Thank you for joining us and being a part of this incredible journey to not just be great at what you do, but to live a great life too. Remember, every tool, tip, and story shared here is a step towards building your dream, both on and off the job site.